Record to the cloud.
And just to give you guys heads up, I did put a link in the chat of the 10 most important patterns to look for, and that includes those reversal patterns. They're super strategic for what for what we're trying to do, and try your best to memorize these patterns as much as you can and read about what they actually represent. So this one website link that I found was probably the best one that explained it in is probably the simplest terms. And the pictures that it shows the pattern without all the other extra chart, so you can actually individually look at each pattern, and then when you come to look at the chart you can see how they look.
So
So just FYI, make sure you guys
memorize those patterns.
yeah, memorize those, dude. Those are like key. And the other thing before you get started is the two patterns I rely on the most, and they're the easiest to spot, are your W's and your M's. Once you memorize those, the others are 10 times, it makes it 10 times easier to see the others,
Right.
and eventually you'll just start seeing all the craziness that comes with all those patterns, and you'll be able to just eyeball it, you know.
Hey, so you use so for the fib and the fib extension, right? That the fib extension is kind of to see where you can take profits, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the next level to where it's kind of or
Okay, so what we do is, okay, so there's two. I understand you're talking about like the fib retracement tool and the fib
yeah,
extension tool, right? The two different tools.
yeah, that's the only one I use,
Okay,
the fib retracement, and I don't get all that other shit on top. You
you
know?
you don't have to use the other one. Once you learn how to use it, cool, but you don't have to use that one.
The fib
You can
retracement.
actually use just the retracement. All you
All right.
have to do is flip your Fibonacci around, where you, instead of having the zero at the bottom, put it at the top, and that will help you, do the opposite direction. But
Oh,
the extensions that Mike's talking about are the numbers beyond one and beyond zero. So below zero would be all your negative numbers. That's an extension out from the center fib. And then above one, where you start going into 1.2, 1.2, whatever, and then and on and on and on. Those
yeah.
are the extensions outside of the center fib, which is like I said, the 0 point, and then it goes up to 1.
When do you use that one?
Well, usually what you do is, once you set your fib, the market will continue to go up in that direction. You don't move your fib around. You
Right.
try not to.
Yeah,
So I go from
lock it
swing low to swing high,
Exactly.
and then
for an
then I want
uptrend.
and then for uptrend, and then to get that other level on top, I hit it from the bottom to the down.
No, no, no.
Is that how
All you
you
have to do is leave it where it is. And what
leave it?
happens is, if it goes above the 1, it's going to go into your next, like how Mike says it, it's the next level of your car garage.
Oh, it's just
You,
gonna it's gonna do it
yeah,
automatically.
yeah, it's going to keep moving up and
Uh,
up and up. And it usually goes about how many levels, Mike? About 2 above the center?
It's usually 3
3.
extensions. So you got your main level, and then you got 1, 2, 3. So I guess 4
Yeah.
in total. That's usually what you see. But again, we're in a bull market. So
Yeah.
all right, guys. I'm gonna get started. So this is Bitcoin's chart right here. This is the monthly chart. Has anybody ever looked at the monthly chart? I'm just curious. It's okay if you haven't.
yeah,
I
I
wouldn't
have.
suspect you to, but
I think I'm getting a little confused because of like the other class, they do like fractals, and you guys don't really kind of fuck with that over here. So it's like they look at like the all-time high from like that year, or like the or fucking 2018, and then they kind of predict it's gonna hit those numbers again. So it's like he just brings those fucking fractals above, and he does like the three push method where it's gonna hit those levels,
Yeah.
you know. So I don't know, like maybe that's where I'm kind of like confusing because I'm like mingling the
Intermingling.
two. The two. So it's like, yeah.
so the fractals aren't bad. I don't focus on them. I do look at them, but to be honest, that's like a whole skill
Strategy
set
of
that,
itself.
yeah, that's something that you have to spend a lot of time on if you're not just copying from other people, which most people just copy them and act like it's theirs. So
Right,
I really don't try to copy anything.
right,
I'm influenced by stuff. I look at
right,
other people, right? I
right,
learn still, but
right.
you know, I don't know. I could find fractals and we could do it right now. It's just I don't know. That's just not my style. But not saying it's not good. It just I just don't have enough time in the day, I think, to do that and then keep focusing on this stuff for you guys. So
Right, right.
um yeah, no, but it's hey man, keep learning. Keep learning, you know, you
Yeah,
can never get enough knowledge.
right.
That's for damn
No, because he
sure.
had me get in a couple of trades. That's kind of why like I'm in these like weird ass coins, just because like I got in at such a low price. That's why I'm still in the green too. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, of course.
So it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
okay, he got that going for me, you know, but like he tried to call out some trades, and like I told you, I got put on my ass. You know what I mean? Like, man, that's not his forte, you know. And so like,
Mm,
yeah, so it's like, okay, maybe the fucking trades, I just ease up on that with him, you know.
you got to take an account of the size of your bag too. So if you're able to hang on to these long swings, because if
Yeah,
he's looking outward, because like Mike said, we're gonna get into that right now. But
right,
the size of your chart, if you saw what Mike posted, if you're looking at a day chart, that's for months. That's for holding on to trades for months at a time,
yeah, that's
not
what
just.
he usually looks at the day, and then if you know,
So you're going to see your price go down. You're going to see your bag shrink for a little while. But if you hang on, you're going to be able to, and you can just, say, hey, look, it's in the red for now, but in a couple of months, I know it'll be green again. Well,
yeah,
then, yeah, by all means. But that's why me and Mike are teaching medium, somewhat between short, medium range type trades, you
yeah,
know, because most new people cannot handle long term.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
And
true.
so that thing right there, that extra level, like how'd you do that right there? Like the negatives and shit.
Yeah, you just add on to it. You go to the and
Setting.
what I would suggest, guys, is like with the fib levels, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't have the time to explain like how each of these work. Like I will answer questions, but if you guys could, YouTube is your best friend and Google is
All
your
right,
best friend, and it's gonna be the same info that I would give you, but probably even better. So you're probably doing yourself a better favor
all right,
if I instead of me trying to, because I understand it,
right,
but this is still pretty technical. So I would encourage, I mean, like Investopedia is a great site. If you guys hear me use an acronym or you don't really understand what it is, or like higher time frame, all-time high, something, right?
yeah,
Investopedia is a great site. YouTube is a great site as well. Um, you can type in on Google, just, obviously be wary of what you're looking at, but especially as we grow bigger, guys, like I could answer those questions, but that means I have less time
feel what
pumping
I'm
out
saying.
charts and trying to get us into winning trades, right?
Right,
So okay, so let me start here. Month chart, right? So a lot of you guys have never seen this chart before. You can put the fib on it. And what was funny is the 382 lined up right about 58K, which I feel like is my target. I think I'm going to start taking profits there before we have another dip of some sort, maybe a significant dip, maybe down to right here, the previous high. Let's just measure that out. I'm just curious. 57. Yeah, it'd be about 30% dip. Not too bad. Not not too bad considering we went from here. Yeah, about a 30% dip here already, at least this month. So yeah, guys, it's been a volatile month, right? I keep getting distracted, sorry. So 1 month, as you guys can see, pretty obvious trend played out. Accumulation for what, 8 years, 7 years?
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, it looks like that, but let's zoom in a little bit more and you guys will see actually what happened. So this look familiar, right? We've seen trades like this before. It almost looks like Doge, right? Right
Yeah.
up, right down. And this is years go by, right? Then we get into this next cycle. And this was like the 4-year cycle, they call it, right? And as you can see, it just exploded. Went from hundreds of dollars to 20,000 almost. Came back down. So I actually watched this video of a guy, a YouTuber, by Crypto Crew University. Man, he is one of the cheesiest guys I've ever seen on YouTube, but his takes, his charts, his ideas, his hypotheses, man, they are interesting to say the least, even if they're not real or if they don't play out, right? So he was talking that we're in our first Deca cycle, right? It's a 10-year cycle, a lot more powerful than the 4-year cycles or the 1-year, 2-year cycles. So if we look on the, kind of want you guys to see a little bit closer in of what we're looking at right now. So let's start here. And this, I guess this would be a little bit of fractals for you, MD.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess I do a little bit of fractals. Don't quote me though. Let me highlight this candle, right? So we got those, maybe even stretch it out. Okay, we got this one.
Now, let me ask you a question. What makes that a fractal? Or is that a fractal?
You asking me?
Whoever.
I don't know why that's a fractal. I thought it was like a bigger market structure that kind of like
Okay.
you can, I thought it would be like a little bit bigger.
Okay, so let's start right here, all right? So as you guys can see, from here to here was basically one big move. So this was a 4-year cycle from 2014 up until 2018, right? And then you could see we go into the bear market. So we're leading in to our next cycle. But as you guys can see, Bitcoin started back here in 2011. It's 2021. So what the charts are suggesting, if you look close enough, and it's not gonna be identical, but from what I can gather and what this dude with crazy cool insight and perspective on the charts, but cringy ass advertising on YouTube, man. I feel like I need to reach out to him and be like, bro, like you got some fire content, but you got to stop with all that shit. I hope he doesn't watch this video. He seems like a pretty cool guy to talk crypto with. But anyways, so you check this out, right? We had somewhat of a blow off top. This is what you would call a blow off top right here, right? You see the volume matches or surpasses the run up, long wick. And okay, yeah, we had a little bit of buy pressure, but as you can see, maybe came back up a little bit. This even went up, pretty big candle. But as you can see, volume was about halfway, right? And it made its way down, right? Okay, so we got that one. Now, check these two out. I don't know if you guys can see this, and this, but they look pretty similar, right? The thing is, this ended an uptrend and this continued an uptrend. So you ask yourself, okay, so is this similar to this, right? Just this one's a little bit more crazy, right? It's a little bit more big. As you can see, it wasn't exactly, but nonetheless, blow off top or rejection here, right? You guys can see volume. This was the volume bar for it. Pretty equal. Above average, came down, boom, but we broke out. Coming back up. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you froze for a little bit though.
Yeah, it said my internet connection was unstable. I don't know what that means, but anyways, so what it looks like, this right here is kind of showing us that we're right coming right here, maybe even rounding up. I would probably take this one more. Yeah, again, massive fucking chart, right? This went all the way up here, came all the way back down. That's crazy. Guys, that's like how much 75% of volatility in 2 weeks. Imagine how stressful it was to be alive during that time if you're a crypto nerd like us. So take this, blow off top, rejection, whatnot, coming back down, coming back up, right? So what this suggests, if we follow it, and I'll try to make this like a different color. That's still a little too close. Okay, so you got that. As you can see, this is what we just went through. This falling descending bull flag came back up, right? Eventually, it collided with all-time high again. And as you can see, it leveled out for about 2 months before it broke out. So, oh, and even here, I just saw this. You guys see this, right? This reversal pattern. I just saw it. You got the head, you got the shoulder, and the other shoulder. Or you could even say the shoulder is like right here. But reversal pattern, could even say you see a double bottom there somewhat. So got that as well. And real quick, reversal pattern. Let me delete that. Remember guys, bull head, right? The horns, the head, horns. This was the breakout point. I'll even show the market structure for y'all. This was breakout point, right? And how do we know? That broke through, that came back, that touched, broke through, came back, broke through, came back. Touch, 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 touch. 3 more touches, came through. As you can see, just back and forth, back and forth. So that, it seems like guys, we are on one of these right here. Just one of them. Or we could be right here. So let me show you the current chart. Let's see, one day. So nonetheless, I can't find it on the chart. Nonetheless, take some time, and you don't even have to be 100% spot on right. Just try to find stuff that you see in common here, right? So you see this long phase of accumulation, markup, draw back down. Eventually it went past. This is what I think we're in now, but this would be way too long, right? So this also makes me think, okay, well, I could switch it up and this would be it. Because if you look at ours, we had that first red candle, which we haven't had in a long time, ever since we broke out. If you look at what these, I don't even want to call them fractals, but these sequences do after a red candle in a bull market, right? They just go up. They just go up. So what I think is I'm going to show you guys what I draw on my fib. It's remember, swing low, swing high. It's getting hot. 1 second, guys. I'm going to take off my hoodie and put a t-shirt on. Okay. I'm gonna make this one pretty quick because I'm exhausted today. I ate more chicken wings today than I have in like a year. Okay. So this is where I think we are. One of these little dips, right? I think we're in one of these little dips right here. I don't know if it's the first leg up or the second leg up. As I can see, this is the first time we've had a red. This is the first time we've had a red. We could stay here for another week. As you guys can see, we got 6 days until this other week candle week closes.
We're talking about Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
Bitcoin. Yeah, this is if you guys ever want to see the entire history, just type in BLX. This is assume what they probably use for institutional trading, right? Or if someone's looking for a long term, like this is it. Because it doesn't reflect the current price, obviously, it's a little off. But see, does it move? I thought it didn't move. Okay. So this is where I think we're at right here. I could be wrong. I'll see you over the next couple of weeks. You guys will remember this video. If I'm wrong, tell me, yo, Mike, you were wrong. And then tell me why I was wrong. Solve it for me. No, but no, seriously, this is where I think we're at. This is the month chart or the 2-week chart, right? Let's go into the 1 day. As you guys can see, we have a little bit more, how do you say, action. And again, look at this. This was their peak at the time and flattened out. This was our peak at a time. I remember when we were down here and this looks so high, you know, I was just like, man, we're never going to get to this point. But as you can see, Les was talking about double bottoms, right? He found a double bottom. And it played out. I actually think let's see where this measured move comes up to. 36. Interesting. Okay. So it did play out. It went up a little further than what we expect, right? Because I usually just use the red line, measure from swing low to the swing high in this pattern. Not the rest of the map, but this move, this break of previous market structure to create a new one. And like Les was saying, just go through one by one behind. I don't think you got to start at the month chart unless you're like, you know, maybe what's going on. Okay.
Basically, you just got to worry about that all-time high that it made. And then when it breaks that, it's a different market structure. So it's breaking new market
Yeah.
structure.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. Great way to put it. So again, I think we're right here, guys. I want to show you that. Let's get into the top 10 chart patterns and we will continue to chart this. Remember, okay.
Hey, you think we can chart the Ethereum chart instead, so kind of give everybody a perspective what's going on currently with it, that everybody's panicking, so they can see the bigger picture instead?
Do it.
Still do the patterns. I was just saying when you get ready to chart again, if you rather just do the Ethereum one instead.
I know you guys are tired of hearing about Bitcoin. Just know, I'm sorry, that's too damn bad because it controls the market. So you gotta learn
Right.
Bitcoin first.
Yeah.
It's too damn bad. It is what it is. So
Yeah, big boy.
let's start with this, guys. So Head and Shoulders, right? Which a large peak has a slightly smaller peak on either side of it, shoulder, right? Traders look ahead at shoulder patterns, Head and Shoulders, to predict a bullish to bearish reversal. So this is a reversal pattern, right? So give yourself a second, write this down, draw a quick little graph, and I can attach this in the chat as well, but write it down, take some notes, something. You make some note of it. You're gonna learn better than just copying a copy and paste link off of the document. So if you guys can put in your notes something, even if you just put Head and Shoulders, bullish revert or bullish to bearish reversal.
This is the same link that I posted on there for everyone on the chat to the website for the 10 patterns. This is the exact website.
Exactly. Typically, the third peak will be smaller than the second, but they will all fall back to the same level of support, otherwise known as the neckline. Just like the opposite one. You know when this is upside down and it looks like a bull?
That's a bullish one.
Exactly. You find the neckline as well. No, this is the bearish one.
No, when it's reversed. When it's
Yeah,
inverted,
when it's upside down.
yeah.
Yep, inverse. Double top. As you guys can see, they're showing these long wicks, these blow off tops, right? And I bet the volume would have been gray here and the volume would have been lackluster here, or at least not as compared to this. So with that being said, wow, guys, I'm sorry. Double top that traders use to highlight trend reversals. Head and Shoulders, double top. Okay, double bottom is up next. Typically, an asset's price will experience a peak before retracing back to a level of support. It will then climb once more before reversing back permanently against the prevailing trend. So you have to get confirmation on these double tops and the I guess even this as well. All these reversals, you have to get confirmation. And how you get confirmation is this neckline. So this neckline is the pivot point for confirmation in terms of, hey, this is still bullish. Do I got a chance or should I cut my losses? Trying to write these down. Let me write these down because I'm sure some of y'all are busy.
And that's why the neckline right there. So that would confirm that the trend is going to go whichever way. Like
Yes.
basically it's going to continue that way. So like you just look at that neckline right there
Yes.
to make sure that that thing's broken right there. Then that's your confirmation to get out or get in or whatever.
Yeah. If it's so in other words, if it looks like an M, that means
Yeah.
it's going to go down. If it looks like a W, it goes up. That's why I always use that phrase, just because double
Correct.
bottoms, double tops, they're the same thing.
But when will it confirm? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
right past the neckline.
the neckline. Okay.
So you guys see right here, a lot of people, including myself, will like to call a top at this level. Thing is, you don't really know till you have this blow off top. And that's kind of what we call it. We call it a large top wick, something. Just think of something that you'd like to name it. A lot of us try to front run these, and especially in a bullish market, it'll go down here and then it shoots up, right? So this is the neckline. Like I said, I was showing you guys how to do market structure. So that would be the neckline for that. It's pretty straightforward. You know, you're gonna go down. Double bottom, the exact opposite. I've showed you guys this before, right? Remember the necklines broke past where it is now. A double bottom is a bullish reversal pattern. So do put neckline, not neckline, but the double bottom is bullish, double top is bearish, head and shoulders is bearish. And now we got the rounding bottom. This one, a lot of people call it different things, but I don't know if you guys noticed a lot of the DeFi coins, SNX, the staking, the 1 inch, it all,
So what would be the difference between that rounded bottom and inside there is kind of like a head and shoulders, right? Those levels are kind of,
so if you
Or-
see this is like 1 inches chart, right? So 1 inch started up here and it dumped down. It started at $3 and it went down to $1, right, Les?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, wait a
And as
dollar.
you can see, started round and it's like right here right now, right? Or it's dipped a little bit, came back up. So this is just when they're accumulating, and there's like upwards accumulation as well. So yeah, smart money buys here, but if they're really interested in a coin or if they see it, they're going to continue to buy while it's moving up slowly but surely. So again, a rounding bottom, bullish. So rounding bottom chart can signify a continuation or a reversal. For instance, during an uptrend, assets price may fall back slowly before rising once more. That would be a bullish continuation. An example of bullish reversal rounding bottom shown below would be if an asset's price was in a downward trend and the rounding bottom formed, the trend reversed, and a founding bottom formed, ending the trend, and entered a bullish uptrend. So again, guys, the neckline right here, right? You see right there. Yeah, you cut through the red, but they came back down and touched it. So boom.
so down there, like where it says down there, it says rounded bottom.
Yeah.
Would that be considered like a head and shoulders inside that rounded bottom kind of? You know what I mean? Or
No.
Actually, that inverted. Okay, so at the very bottom, you see the inverted head is basically an inverted. Oh no, not really. It's
No.
missing
Yeah,
one
because you don't have
side.
you don't have the shoulder.
Well, the rounded bottom up to a certain point, if it will continue down, but if it like see where it says reversal upright into
uptrend.
the uptrend,
Yeah.
that's like the make or break point right there directly in the middle. If it continues down, it's going to continue down, but if it does, you know, come up with a couple more candles going to the up direction, usually it changes that direction. There's a center point where that continuation begins. There's like a, you know, it's either going to do it or it's not. And the way to determine that is usually just by your that's when you start talking about your engulfing candles and stuff like that. That's when you start actually looking at the actual candles themselves to see which direction it's going to look. Usually it's like 4 candles, you know. There's always like a, what is it? A higher, what is it? You start getting a higher low when it starts to move up again. But if it continues down and you get another lower low candle, then you know it's continuing down. So if you saw how that big red candle was there, it went down and then it came right back up. It bounced off that line, because remember, there's a tool also that you use to curve around these round bottoms. If that red candle hits that the rounding tool, it will either bounce off of it and then go back up, or it'll break through that tool.
What's that? What's that tool called?
It's the, what is it? What's the name of it here? I'll tell you right now. I don't use it very often. I'll be honest. I don't use it very often. I'm more of a M's and W kind of guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I'm not trying to confuse myself. I just do the M's and W's, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Keep
Well,
it simple.
Yeah.
start out with that, but make sure you add stuff to your arsenal because there's a lot of
Yes.
times where you're gonna if you're only focusing on M's and W's, you're gonna force a bunch of M's and W's that don't actually exist,
Right.
or not enough people are following that to make your
Yeah.
theory a reality, right?
Yeah.
We're almost trying to guess human behavior by charting,
Yeah.
by controlling our own. So round to bottom, right? Cup and handle. This one is really powerful. We're seeing this one quite a bit. We kind of got out over the phase of this. We've been seeing a lot more sending triangles and these W's as well. Definitely been seeing them. So this one, oh man, this is a continuation. So, oh no, rounding bottom is a continuation. Sorry. Cup and handle is also a continuation. So as you can see, kind of goes up, comes back down, and it continues. Reversal meaning if it came in from the top, right, bounce around, then left. But nonetheless, this is just continuation. It's an uptrend, right? So it's just continuing up. It had its dip, but it's continuing up. Wedges. So I show you guys wedges quite a bit. There's a rising wedge and I think a falling wedge. So they're showing the rising wedge right now. This is what Ethereum's in. Let me show you Ethereum. Look familiar? Compared to this. Look familiar, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even Algo. I know Algo is doing good right now. Let's see what's going on. Exactly like this, right? This rising wedge, all this, and it broke through. We'll see. Okay, so you got Algo, resistance and support, right? Where's your guys' buy signal? I'd say like right here, right? Or maybe depending on where you guys decide, but nonetheless.
I signal even though it broke support.
So no. Oh, I mean, I sorry, sell.
Okay,
This
alright,
is a sell signal, right?
Okay.
So it broke through support. Sell and claim your losses or sell and claim your profits. Either one. So you got the resistance and the support. And how you can tell is usually these are from uptrends, if I'm not mistaken. Let's read it. I know all these, I just don't know some of these details, right? I use all these at least a couple times a day. I will start posting some more of these. I'll start posting some of these rounded bottoms and then these reverse patterns. Seems like you guys are somewhat versed in them. So wedges, tying between two sloping red lines. There are two types of wedge, rising and falling. Rising wedge is represented by a trend line, blah, 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 blah. Support is steeper than the resistance line. That an asset's price will eventually decline more permanently, which is demonstrated when it breaks through support level. Okay. Let's see. Rising or falling wedge, this one before. I almost found that on Aave. Let me see if I did. Okay, so let me go back to this. And then this right here. Sorry, guys. I have so many. So as you can see, rising wedge generally bullish, but remember Ethereum was doing it, and that's pretty bullish. So you just have to wait for confirmation or get hit on support. You gotta have the discipline to get hit on support and the balls to buy on support, even when things are dropping, right? So you see an M right there as well. Got the money back because They froze his account. Let's see. Sorry, I just got a text, guys. I got distracted for a second. So these rising wedges, bearish, right? Usually you see this rising price action. Let's say volume is falling. That is bearish, right? But keep this in mind. If it's rising wedge and volume is rising, then that's bullish, right? And this is what we're seeing a lot in the this bull market. And we'll even see Ethereum. I'll show you guys here. Volume is actually going down. You see the average is actually going down. So this says bearish, but look, it broke out and it tested perfectly, like almost perfectly, right? If you were just extend these lines out, you would not have had to worry. And everybody, like including me and Les, could be like, sell, 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 right? And who cares if we don't do our math? You know, if we were just saying that, oh, because I have a gut feeling, a lot of traders and a lot of groups I've been in are trading off of hunches or stealing other people's calls. You can tell because they don't do stuff like this and they never really demonstrate that they understand it just enough for you to make money, become profitable in trading.
Your FOMO win.
Yeah. So this broke out. See, we're right here, broke out, it retested, you know, we're expecting to go up. Falling wedge occurs between two downwardly sloping levels. 1, 2, exhibit A, exhibit B. In this case, the line of the resistance is steeper than the support. So I don't know if you guys can see particularly, but this seems a little, what degree would that be? Man, I should know this. Anyways, right? You see it's slightly slanted, but this one seems to be more slanted. So that's what their rule is. Not rule, I guess, rule of thumb, right? Let me find the Aave chart. I had a perfect. Where is it? Okay. Because this is a perfect example of what I'm just teaching right now. Okay, boom. All right, you see, broke out. Sorry, broke out, but look how I drew. Perfect. Look where I drew these lines, and look how one of them is slanted compared to the other one is not. I'm still looking on Aave. Okay, so again, rising wedge, falling volume, usually bearish, but it broke up. So this means we can usually expect parabolic gains. So when you see the chart kind of trying to tell you, like whisper in your ear, right, of what to do or to sell, right? Look at all these people right here, got left out quite hard. So again, in a bull market, guys, like I buy these and I'll buy these along here, maybe even a little bit up here. I don't really need to because I actually I bought it down here. Cool. Yeah, I bought all my Ethereum about this level right here. So about midway, right? Maybe a little bit more. So you see this bounce. It shows that it broke out of this. So imagine price coming out, coming down, and probably coming out again. Pennant or flags, I don't need to explain this. We already know it's a continuation pattern, right? Usually they can be bullish or bearish, or they can actually, you're right, continuation or reversal. So let's show you XLM right now. You guys see this chart? This is pretty close to a bullish bull flag, right? Or bullish flag pennant. if it were to break out, since this is an uptrend for Stellar, right? If it were to break out and break past the red line, let's measure this out.
It would be that big old, like, that up move. It would be, if it were to break out right there, it would be that big, well, right where you got your curve. Yeah, right there. Oh,
Yes, sir.
why'd you bring it all the way over there?
Oh, just the top of this move.
Oh, this move. Oh, okay. The
Yeah.
second the candle. You didn't count just that big old move right here. You brought it all the way up to the whole move, basically.
And
After
it
it was
leads,
like,
and it leads us right here, you know? So 57 cents, 54 cents. It could be inaccurate. I'm doing this pretty quick, but more so just to like show y'all, you know? So if it does go up, it's called continuation. And if it reverses, so if it's down and it like we got a bounce and that's a reversal pattern, and then vice versa, right? Okay, so ascending triangle. This is what we've seen a lot as well. We've actually seen this in XLM. Boom. You guys see that? No, it's half a screen, but do you see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if it breaks through, remember, break through since it's already in an uptrend, as you can
So then you
see.
get
And then my bad. I'll just get this on. You go ahead. Break up, continuation pattern, right? Continuation. Whatever. I'm spelling it wrong, guys. I'm like half asleep. Break up, break down, reversal. Those are pretty easy words to understand, right? So let's go back. These ascending triangles, we're seeing this a lot. As you can see, we got one right here. The resistance was about right here, which is sitting right on top of it right now, or right below it. So that's how I took MDPO. If you were wondering, that's how I took my take profit. I might even make it a little bit shorter just so I can hang out with two chains. So,
so 55 would be safe. 50 would be safe.
That's my target. Yeah, that's my target. This is just what I'm seeing from the this little bull flag, right? Or actually what I'm measuring is up to the top of this resistance of, oh shoot. See, that's why you want to lock your fibs. Look what I just did. Thank God I didn't move it too much. Unlock. Bring it up here. I kind of want to keep it here so as many people can touch it. Anyways, I'm going to leave it right there. You just take the swing move up. And if it's sideways like this, where there's really no flagpole for the next 100 years, and then it broke out there, 382. So yeah, see, my target is 382 for it. It measures just about that. And that is an ascending triangle. It's a bullish continuation pattern, which signifies the continuation of an uptrend. Ascending triangles can be brought on the chart by placing all blah, 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 blah. All right. Descending triangle. This is what this coin is in right now. My buddy showed me it. Talking about this, talking about that. So I said, okay, cool. This is an descending triangle, right? Going down. But look how close this is to breaking. So I'm hoping that is Descending triangle, see support. This was kind of like Doge in a way in the last week or so. But nonetheless, descending triangle. You're gonna see too much of that, and the symmetrical triangle. Technically, what we're seeing right here is a bear flag. That's what it's called. Bull flag just flipped, right? So symmetrical triangle is pretty easy. Not easy, but you guys can learn these. So just start to learn them, get the terminology in your head. And that is it for these patterns. Again, break up, continuation, breakdown, failure. Not failure, but you're just confirming it's a reversal, right? I don't want to say failure because it gives everybody a cheaper chance to buy. It is what it is. Let's see. Previous Zoom meetings. Hey Les, could you tell them I'll get him that in a second? I didn't even think there was passcodes on them. That's weird.
I don't think there were.
Yeah, I didn't think there was
Yeah,
either.
just click the link and it'll take you if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get it either. Okay. All right, cool. So let me go a little bit more into let's do a little bit more of the time frames. So let's write this down together, and please write this down for you guys' sakes. Put this in your notes, like I told you in the chat. 15 minutes equals 1 day outlook, right? Maybe say like 1 to 3 days. 1 to 3 day outlook. Hour, 1 hour is several days. Several days, but no more than no more than 2 weeks. 4 hour, looking at several weeks, but not looking for several days, 1 more 15 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hour, looking for several weeks move. So this would be like midterm, but not more than, I'd say 3 months, 1 day, looking for months. Plays I would play over a month, right? Then you got 1 week and 1 day. Honestly, I would equate that to HODL. HODL, just HODL those. If you're looking at that chart, you know, let me put this here so you guys can take a peek at it. So as you can see on the day chart, we're seeing some good support. It broke out, right? It broke out, it retested, but as you guys can see, there's a pretty big gap right here, right? And it's about 966 to 800. As maybe I'll just set an alarm right now.
What was that? Around the 800. What was that?
Ethereum, correcting. Ethereum. Bye. Okay. See, I'm gonna know now.
It's gonna correct to 833.
No. I don't know. I just, there's a gap here. So that's what I was identifying. It's gonna be a lot easier for you guys to identify market structure. As soon as you do, a lot of other things come to you easy. Like the market structure is like the foundation. I want to get you guys' foundation right. So again, take a second to write this down, put this in your notes, something, and get
What considers a gap? Like a big old candle like that?
Yeah, you can see that there's really no back and forth. It's just like boom, you know,
Okay.
zoom,
Alright.
right? And this didn't come back down and retest this, so there's a gap.
Okay.
Gaps usually get filled. Okay. So last thing I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna stop the recording there for just the chart pattern, just to make it simple. Then